Welcome to this week's episode of My Community, where we celebrate the rich traditions and shared memories that shape the heart of Barbados. I'm Joshua Hinkson, standing in for Sherwood McCaskey. Thanks for joining us. Today, we take yet another nostalgic journey to the parish of St. Peter, as Hainsley Ben shares his vivid recollections of Christmas in his community. Hainsley begins by painting a picture of the many signs of Christmas, those natural occurrences and cherished traditions that signaled the swift approach of the festive season. His reflections remind us of the song The Things of Christmas by the beloved Drayton Toole, capturing the essence of how Barbadians marked this special time of year. Through Hainsley's memories, we'll uncover the magic and meaning of Christmas as it was celebrated in years past, a time of unity, joy, and anticipation. Let us explore the sights, sounds, and spirit of Christmas in St. Peter on My Community. Take it over, Mr. Ben.
As a little boy growing up, you knew, or you had an idea that Christmas was getting there. We grew up among a number of plantations. There was Ebroth, Pleasant Hall, Mount Bevertor, Allendale, Prospect, Orange Hill, Castle, Fort Hill, Portland. All of those plantations were within easy reach. And as you walk, because you did a lot of walking and the parents worked on those plantations, the first evidence that Christmas is drawing there was the arrows in the canes. I don't know if you do see a lot of arrows now, but I know when you walking, or wherever you go, and you saw the arrows in the cane, you knew it was getting close to Christmas. Another thing about that is in those days, the wind used to seem to blow differently though. The breeze, like it was different. I don't know if it, like after summer, in the hot breezes, now you're coming into the closing part of the year, it will cool down, but somehow the Christmas breeze felt different. You knew that it was getting close to Christmas. I mentioned the plantations. Every plantation had sorrel grown around the hedgerows, the sorrel. And we knew because as Christmas approached, Christmas time coming, the sorrel, the buds would get redder and redder, or rosier, whatever the color was, and ready for harvest around early December. You harvest them and put them down to dry, so that by around middle of December to the end, they're already completely dried, ready now for you to organize, boil them. You know, people had different ways of preparing the sorrel, but nobody used to prepare sorrel freshly cut. So when the sorrel was ready in early December to be harvested, to be put down, to be dried, and then to be organized. That you knew that Christmas is close by. You also knew because yams, the early yams were available here. They had an early yam called the Oriental. That was a red. When the skin used to be red, a little reddish inside. You know the important thing about those yams is that yams, there was the Oriental, where you could harvest around November, December. But then there was the crop Lisbon, and I think there was an act that prevented the plantations. I'm not sure if it was the Food Crop Ordinance Act of 1940-42. Maybe we'll have to ask a fellow like Barton Clark or one of those top-notch agriculturalists, right? But you couldn't harvest Lisbon yams. The law would not allow you to harvest Lisbon yams before January. And that you would know about the Lisbon yams because they were plentiful, we used to export them, and that was the time when, in the days of Carmita Fairs, you had the yam flakes. So once the Lisbon yams started to be harvested, you know that it is December approaching, all right? Then we had things like the poinsettia. It's amazing that the poinsettia plant will be green all year round. And as soon as the end of November, December comes up, the poinsettia plant, suddenly it seems turn red. And it seems as though that's the only time of the year. Of course, as the season comes and goes, the poinsettia plant will remain red for a period of time. There was another plant that told us that Christmas was around the corner. And that was a plant, we don't see it much now, but we call it a lady in the night. It had a distinct, sweet smell. And it used to give out a whitish flower, lady in the night. I don't know how many people have that plant anymore, but that was a beautiful, beautiful plant. Of course, you had the trees. Nearly everybody had pea tree planted around the house. So we will have been harvesting peas. And the peas, you know, you have to examine and appreciate God's nature. The peas always are ready to accommodate Christmas. The peas, yeah. And then, of course, at the beginning of December, my father you will bring home the ham and hang it up in the shed roof. Well, I don't know, you guys had, you had a shed roof. You had a front house and a shed roof. So the ham would be hung up in the shed roof. And that was a ham that you had to boil for a considerable period of time. Not like today now, you have the nice processed ham and you put it in the oven and you bake it for maybe half an hour per pound. So if you buy a 6-pound ham, you bake it for maybe for 3 hours or so and you go on clear. But those high-up hams had to be cooked for a considerably long period of time. And then there was another tradition telling you that Christmas is close by. The neighbors would be engaging pork in the district growing up. Engaging pork. You know, everybody would keep a pig or two. And as Christmas is approaching, they will be in the district. And you will see somebody that has a pig coming to you. And okay, you want 3 pounds from the leg. They want 4 pounds from the shoulder. People will be engaging pork for Christmas. So those are the things, some of the things. And then one of the wonderful things about Christmas approaching as a boy was the cutting of the grass to stuff the bed. Because you have some of the people you will get they have bed sheets that will stitch together, or you will go to the supermarket, Kermit Small, or one of those places, Murphy, and get some flour bags, cut them open, and get them stitched together. you go in and got some grass. Some people say I do couscous grass, but I never did couscous grass for the bed. We did what you used to call it sour grass, or people call them the fine grass. Cut it, and you put it to dry. You spread it out. And even if the rain fell, you turn it. And on a regular basis, you turn it over. Even if the sun is shining all the time, every day or two, you turn that grass. You turn the grass. Because it has to get dry, really dry. And then the week before Christmas, your brother is going to stuff that bed, or maybe the day before Christmas, all the grass and stuff the bed, and the bed is high in the air. Of course, that height will last a day or two. But that was another feature of the early Christmas days. You're cutting the grass, right? And then we didn't have what we have now, the social media and this kind of stuff. So as a schoolboy, you would get postcards. And my sister and I used to compete to see who get the most postcards. And you hang up the postcard on a line with cord and in the house. And that was part of the Christmas decorations, We had a pretty bunting like now. You understand? We used to make our own Christmas tree. Yeah, the Christmas tree, living around there, Ben Hill, Rose Hill, we have something called the casuarina tree. We call it the mully tree. Yeah. So we cut down a limb. And we put that limb in a container with sand. And then green, you know. And then you go and you get wild cotton. And you pick the wild cotton and you hook the wild cotton onto the end of the Christmas, the casuarina tree. And then, of course, during the time, you'll be saving your toffee papers or your mint papers. So you have those papers and you roll them up, you tie them, and they come like a bow tie, and you hook them on the tree. So you got your white fluffy thing, and you got your Christmas, you got your toffee papers and your mint papers, and that would help to do the decoration. Or perhaps you will get a balloon. You get a balloon or two to hang on to hook onto the tree. So those were also good days in preparation for Christmas. Then, of course, my father would arrange for us to get a new suit of clothes. And we would go to, there was a guy called Sandy Ford who would make our pants. And there was also another guy called Nicky. But both of them emigrated to the UK. I think Sandy Ford would have left first. I'm not sure which one left first, but Nicky used to make our pants. Sandy Ford made our pants. But Nicky made our hats as well. They had a cloth hat. And we had to wear that cloth hat even to school. Fortunately, when you get that cloth hat, Christmas vacation almost come, but when the school term opened in January, you had to wear the hat. Not cap. The cap was a special thing. We had got, and my father would insist you put on the cap. The only time you feel comfortable, though, put on the cap, is after my father has cut your hair. Because you want to hide the haircut. So it's really hot. The boys at school will laugh at your hat, but you rather them laugh at the hat than laugh at the haircut. You know? So, but that would also think, and my mother would send us down by Emid, no money in a quarter, to get our shirts made. So we would go and get measure by Nicky or Sandy Ford, and we get measured by Emid to get, Emid immigrated to Canada after that. That was long before stores came in and they go and get a ready-made shirt or ready-made pants. We used to get our pants made and our shirts made by a seamstress and a tailor. So those were also the early days of Christmas. And then, of course, you had the larder. People call them pantries now, or the larder. The larder used to be organized. The mother would bring some drinks, and there was a special family-sized Coke. That was a family-sized Coke. That before the days of pet bottles. And the family-sized Coke would be there. But the Christmas drink was always juicy and coconut water. Red juicy though, and coconut water. Another thing that really informed the season, you will see a lot of the people getting their cane chairs repaired. Nowadays everybody will rush to the commercial stores, they want to call the names, and get new suites. We had the Ottoman, we had cane chairs with cane bottom, and had a few guys that live in the area. We had Sonny Osborne, we used to call it Sonny Yocha. His son Osborne, he used to do chairs, cane chairs. And then we had a little further down the road, we had Straker, no man in the corner road, he cane chairs. And then when you got the chairs cane, you bring back home the chairs. And you know what I'm talking about cane chairs though? You ever see them? Of course, right. And you know, it's a thing that the blind workshop, they did a lot of cane and chairs. And you come back now and you varnish the chairs. And that varnish gave you that scent. The same scent that you get now from the live Christmas trees. That scent told you Christmas is tomorrow or the next 2 or 3 days because you know got to varnish all the furniture in the house, including the larder. You used to get a lot of mahogany stuff, good stuff. You used to, that larder was important. Before you set up the larder properly, you will get a corned beef tin. For those who could buy corned beef, or get a sardine tin. You put some water and turpentine and put the 4 feet in the water. That will, when the ants crawl to go up the ladder, they had to be greeted by the water, so they won't get no further down there. So that kind of preserve stop the insects, the ants in particular, from getting into the larder because you got some sweet stuff in the larder. So that was another really good feature about the preparation for Christmas. My father and my uncle S9, they used to cut what we call soft stone. You ever heard the term soft stone? Lime, you know the limestone? And if you had a chance to go into the quarry in Ben Hill Woods, you would get an idea as to what, I mean, and those fellas used to cut soft stone from the top. They would cut out, and then over a period of years, you would see them reach because they're cutting out. You had Esau was the one they saw stone cutters. That's 9. My father, Jacob Durridge, Baby Durridge, his brother. All those fellas were guys that used to work in the crop season, but all the crop, they cut soft stone. While the women work in the field, in the farm ground, weeding. In October, November, they plant canes. But that was another good feature of getting close to Christmas because the plantations they will cut the cane, and then they will get something called a cane knot. And the cane knot was the one that did not have the eyes, because the fellow would cut, those guys that are planting the canes, they knew how to cut the cane so that they could have the little eye that when they put it in the soil, the cane will grow. So like if that was this year, like 2024, those canes will be ready for 2026, you know? So when that period of time finishes, we will know that, hey, you're getting close there. So those were indications as to, but that marl, that white, that cutting the soft stone, used to produce a lot of marl. And every house, Ben Hill, Rose Hill, all the young people, and the old, will find their way to Pleasant Hall or Ebroth Quarry, heading home marl to spread that white, pretty marl. That was our Christmas paving in the front yard. We would have to pick up any grass in there, but we spread the marl. And that marl was beautifully white and will make the place look really good, knowing that Christmas is here. Most of the elderly people that couldn't do it for themselves, people like myself and my brothers and those, we would just a little 5 cents for heading home a few buckets of marl and spending for the elderly.
What a touching reflection from Ainsley Ben, highlighting how the youngsters in his St. Peter community played an active role in helping the elderly. From running errands to lending a hand with chores, their efforts went beyond simple acts of kindness. They were the threads that strengthened the fabric of their community. Ainsley continues the discussion by sharing how these gestures not only benefited the elderly, but also fostered a sense of unity and responsibility among the youth. It's a reminder of the transformative power of service and the ripple effects it can have in building stronger, more connected communities. Mr. Ben continues by reminding us of what this spirit of giving can truly achieve.
It brought the community a lot together. Then you found that some people had, in the district, some people had an oven that would bake. Everybody didn't have a modern oven. Like now, to bake your own bread. and there were about 3 or 4 people. Apart from the bakery, they had a few bakeries. They had Payne Bakery. They had about 2 or 3 bakeries. They had one in Manacora, and I want to Spike Stone as well. You get your you can get your bread baked there. But some people had their own stone oven. It's stone, brick. And people would go there and get the salt bread and the sweet bread baked the night before Christmas. The night before Christmas, then all the young girls go out a particular house or houses to get the hair nicely ironed. They had an ironing comb. That's what they call an ironing comb. And they would use that and bake and burn the hair. Some people get a burn in the ear and behind the neck, but then they might cut against a fresh look here. The boys will get a haircut, you know? The boys will get a haircut, but the girls will get the hair organized, put in curlers. But they didn't have the modern curlers either. But then, Christmas morning, then you could smell the cake, the turkey. Well, it makes this turkey mostly a duck, a chicken. I was responsible at home for raising the stocks at home. So I would earmark a cock around early November, and I'm gonna keep him ready to be slaughtered for Christmas. But in order to keep him, I'm gonna tie a string around his foot. Because sometimes you wonder how these fowls in cocks know that Christmas coming because they're going to hide, thinking that their day is at hand. So we used to organize that. I just keep ducks as well. So, but the smell of the food on Christmas morning. The night before Christmas, All Saints Church used to hold, I don't know what they describe it as, but the night before Christmas was a service. Some Pentecost churches in the district had a 5 o'clock service in Christmas morning. But I know that the Anglican Church used to have a midnight service the Christmas Eve night, yeah. And that was also a tradition. Christmas Day, you get up early, you know you're going to church. The clothes that you had made, the parts that you had made in the shirt, new shirt, you wear them down the road. You know, son, I think sometimes you get a new pair of shoes too. Because, Watson, Spike Stone, no, Battle was there. Watson was the shoemaker. When, if you carry your shoes at Watson, carry them for repairs. Or Phillips, Reggie Phillips used to repair shoes as well. But in those days, when I come here in school, I come here to school my church shoes. Yeah, the church shoes were church shoes. Not shirt shoes, a pair of shoes for church, a pair. Nowadays you got about 15 or 20 pairs. The ladies got enough shoes, let's see red shoes and green shoes, depending on what bag or what hat they wear, what dress, you know. So we had either brown pair of shoes or a black pair. And you wear them on Christmas Day. And you come at home and you enjoy a sumptuous dinner, you know, it was special. That food was special. I am pudding and sponge and great cake and sweet bread and salt bread. I don't remember if we heard a lot about jug jug in those early days. You hear about jug jug? No. People do jug jug. My wife does jug jug every Christmas, you know. And I like it, I eat it as well. It's a combination of, you can prepare jug jug, no? But you know you eat it. But you know the things that go into making it, right? Well, it's not, from the bottom of my head, you have your salt beef, but you have your dry peas, not green peas, too soft. You want the dry peas. You soak the dry peas. You soak them, then you boil the dry peas. But you have, nowadays, I don't know if people use a blender, but I still use the old-time grinder, thing that you put at the corner of the house, of the table, and you turn and you grind it up. So you grind and you boil your salt beef. You got your ham that you already baked now. But in those days we didn't do no chocolate. We had a jug, but nowadays Do that, and you have your all these you boil, you keep the stock, because you can use back the stock when you are ready now to put the Guinea corn flour, not irregular cornmeal. I don't do no jug. The Guinea corn flour that you use for the jug. So you mix up all your peas, your salt beef, your ham, and some pork. So you stretch it, and I've managed eating jug unless he didn't know. You understand? I got in some ham and it had in some pork. And you mix that up, and then after that, you know how to mix it up. You put in your Guinea corn flour. You use the old stock that you had. Not the old stock, the stock that you used to boil. You take out your peas, you take out your ham, you take out your beef, but you don't throw away the water. That's what we call stock. Nowadays, people not hear about stock, no talk about sheep and goat and stuff, right? But those are the things that you knew. We didn't have the base of the gifts. Like now, things have become so commercial, but I want that. Like I was just talking about my early days. And you felt special because you had, you know, there were things that would tell you this is a special time of the year. But of course, you hear a few hymns. You know, the hymns that we hear now are the same hymns that we heard Silent Night, Holy Night, once in Royal David City. You used to hear them on Rediffusion, or somebody down the road would put on a gramophone. You ever see a gramophone or hear about the gramophone? Correct. I think their name is gramophone. And you know, Mr. Carmichael, the guy that used to drive bus, his wife, they had a nice gramophone. As a matter of fact, even when we used to go to church on Sunday, you knew it was Sunday, because when you passed there, all you hear is Chop Wagon Gang playing. But you hear music, the same music that we're hearing now. That is why I have a lot of respect for those old writers. Those songs will remain as oldie goldies. I hear a modern fella make a Christmas song that lasts. Oh yeah, even the guys with the Draytons too. That sing, these are the things of Christmas. These are the things of Christmas. Those are songs that they sang in 1972, 73. I remember those songs because I used to be an Earlston of the teacher. And we used to leave Earlston and walk down Belmont Road. And they used to practice in a shop there. There's a big tamarind tree as you come down the road, Belmont Road, past the roundabout now, and the road that would take you across by below the hospital. The tamarind tree is still there, and the fellas used to practice right there. The Draytons too. These, you know, the 6 and 7 books of Moses. So those, but nobody nowadays ain't making us, even the clips that they got nowadays. I could have said nobody though, but the fellas, the songs ain't lasting. But those songs that, you know, it came upon and made it clear. We three kings of Orient are good King Wenceslas. Do you hear what I hear? Those songs were the songs that we used to hear from the time we were little boys, 6 and 7 years old. And I'm 75 now, I used to hear them. And they still sound fresh at Christmas. Beautifully fresh, man. So those are the things that we used to have. And Christmas was special because you can go from neighbor to neighbor if you wanted to. Somebody would come with you. And Mr. Ben will always got a piece of cake, some sponge or cake for somebody to like, you know, to use, turn over. It used to be also done not only all the time, but Christmas time as well. So it was a joyful time. And in those days, houses were very close. We used to live in the back of Rose Hill. And they had Miss Gemma and Churchill's grandmother. You had Miss Ferguson, Miss Toppin, all those people, and you go there. The houses were so close together that you could, as boys growing up, you could sit down and waiting for your food to finish home. But it ain't ready yet. But Miss Gemma, one, you can smell the food, the rice boiling down. So you position yourself. You position, even if you just get the bun, But let me tell you, those were the really good days. You know, it's a whole lot, we didn't have a big Christmas parties and this kind of stuff. But it's togetherness of the area. You look up for one another and this kind of stuff. So those were the days, my friend. We thought they'll never end.
And with those heartfelt words, those were the days, my friend. I thought they would never end. Hainsley took us back to a time when the true essence of community shone brightly. A time of togetherness, generosity, and shared traditions that made Christmas in St. Peter so special. His reflections remind us of the importance of that community spirit, the bonds that connect us, and the values that define who we are as Barbadians. This is precisely why My Community is produced, to create a platform where stories like Hainsley Ben's can be shared, cherished, and passed down. By reliving these wonderful memories, we hope to inspire all of us to nurture and strengthen the spirit of community in our own lives. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to celebrating more stories of resilience, unity, and pride in the weeks to come. See you next time on My Community.